What's up, everybody? John Delarose here, the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction and comics. I guess I need to upgrade my title somehow. The leading Hispanic voice in geek culture media. I don't like saying geek. I think that's a negative term, and I don't like ascribing that. Oh well, it's something I'll have to think about for sure. Just like DC Comics thought about, like that transition. About their distribution ideas a couple days ago. And they've followed up by actually coming out with how they're going to distribute their comics. They're going to be doing it through Midtown Comics and DCBS. I'm going to talk about both of those a little bit. Midtown Comics is a really large comic company. They've always done mail order comics and things like that. So they're set up for this. And DCBS is actually a site that I frequent pretty often. Same thing. And they are the proprietor of In Stock Trades, which is the company where they have discount graphic novels, and they buy in bulk and are set up like a distributor anyways. They might as well be a distributor. But you can pre-order pretty much all of your comics always on DCBS as it is, which makes them a perfect candidate to do this. And this is interesting to me. I think DC actually has chosen the right path towards this. I'm glad that they're actually splitting it up between two companies, because that way there's not a monopoly on the system. So if one starts to have a problem, one starts to be an issue like Diamond can be, they have another option as retailers to go to and as customers to go to, because both of these sites allow direct customer buying and retailer customer buying, which is pretty neat. So I'm pleased with this. I love what DCBS does in general. It's a very easy site to navigate. Here's a silent voice box set for the manga right here. You see that there's the regular price right here. You get a 30% off discount as a customer. I don't know how the retailer thing's going to work. Maybe there is a code you put in to show you're a retailer, and then you get an extra distributor discount or something like that. Pretty neat, pretty easy to go, and it's good stuff. And you can pre-order stuff that's out in the previous catalog or anything in advance, just as much as they can go forward. You've got everything. You got collectibles, you got single issues, you got graphic novels. This is a great site, and their customer service department is actually super nice and friendly. I've worked with them a few times just over issues with my orders, and they've always been very cool, very cordial, and quick to respond. I'm sure they're pretty overwhelmed right now that they're going to be a DC distributor pushing out books that nobody else can get except for Midtown Comics. But pretty cool stuff in general. I think this bodes well for DC, and I think it bodes well for the comic industry, because uh, they need to shift to a model where there's not a single distributor that all retailers have to push through and funnel through and hope that they can get the same customer service as, say, another bigger comic shop or whatnot. This is all cool stuff. Another company is doing a cool thing too. They're called Bad Idea Comics. Let me see if I can find it. Idea Comics. All right, is this it? Cool. And I've wanted to talk about them for a while, so I might as well talk about this on here. They are an independent comic company, and it's run by Dinesh. I can't pronounce his last name. Jeez. But Dinesh, who was the CEO of Valiant, very nice guy. Really got a guy who cares about comics first, and really cares about the creators and taking care of them and all that, which I appreciate. But they actually set it up so that, and they were doing this ahead of time so that they weren't going to go through Diamond. They were going to go to select comic shops and only have their stuff available at like 50 different comic shops across the nation, so that they could just manage things as they scale up their business. Very cool. And their idea, which is, I don't know, could be a bad one, could be a good one, is to actually just put out single issues, not put out graphic novels anymore. So nobody can wait for trade, which is an issue that makes comics not profitable a lot of the time. You're either going to read the book or you're not. And they, during this COVID crisis, actually put a nice distribution idea where you can just put in your location here. So you got, whoops, why is this not working? Of course it's not working when I'm trying to do this. Maybe it's my Brave browser. We'll see. Let me close this. There we go. Okay. And I'm not able to click on this. Interesting. Well, I was able to click on this before. Maybe it's my Brave browser. I've done it on a different browser. And you put in your location, and you put in your name and address, and they collect an email list and phone number, which is brilliant, which is good for the comic shops too. And it shows what comic shop is closest for you to order it from. And you actually click and say, I want to pre-order either the first issue or the whole series. And so the comic shop knows exactly how many to buy at that point, based on pre-orders, which is really nice. And it really is helpful for indie comics because a lot of companies struggle with stocking indie comics since indie comics is not the primary business of the comic shops. It's usually Marvel and DC. So I like this. It's very retailer friendly. It's very customer friendly. It gives Bad Idea, the email address so that they can advertise their products to people who are interested already. It gives the comic shops the contacts so that you can pre-order and they can know that you're going to pick it up, and they can bug you about that. So it's all good stuff right here. That's if you look at the primary issues with the comic shop model, it's that comic shops buy stuff and then people don't come pick up the books, and they have to eat that cost a lot of the time. So this helps prevent that because it creates interested customers who, one, are interested enough to put in their information themselves to actually get this pre-ordered, and then two, it gives a follow-up system so that people are inspired to catch up. So very cool stuff all around. We'll see how all this plays out. I'm liking Bad Idea. Definitely check out their book. Their book's called ENIAC, ENIAC or something like that. Really neat idea. It's by Matt Kindt, who is one of my favorite writers and artists. And DC seems to be doing a good job with this whole, let's go back, discount comic book service, DCBS, which is dcbservice.com for their readers also. I'll try to put these links down in the description below so you guys can check them out yourselves. This is a cool way forward, and we will see how it pans out for the industry. And of course, I'll be reporting on it for you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think, and I will be back.